No, I don't believe it's been properly funded. I really don't. I feel that they don't seem to see the potential here. I think there are a lot of people who think it's just something for people who are interested in arts and that, but it's so much bigger than that. It creates jobs, it creates energy in the area, it draws people in, and I really think they're very blinded in the way they approach the library, and I would like to see far more funding. I think pulling back is completely the wrong way to do it. They would make money by putting money in. Well, if the funding model doesn't change, there's a very bleak future, I think, specifically for Aberystwyth, because we depend a lot on the people who come here, but more generally just for Wales. It's inconceivable to me that we would not fund a place like this properly. I just can't go down that path yet. You know, I'll fight every inch of the way for that not to happen.
Hi, I'm Doug from PCS. Welcome to Aberystwyth, and we're here today to talk to our members here at the National Library of Wales about the devastating cuts that have impacted the library.
I love working at the library. I feel it's a privilege to work in such an important institution, and I love working with books and all the paintings, manuscripts, everything we house here.
It's a nice place to work. Everybody's really friendly. There's a good small team of us now, but yeah, we all get along, and we strive to do our best to maintain the high standards that we have been set.
And you get to meet a lot of different people. You get your regular staff every day. There's loads of different things on at different times, which if you have time, you can pop out and have a look at.
There is a significant amount of work in the back of the library, taking care of the collections, putting them in order, moving them around, and basic conservation, making sure they survive the next 500 years.
The cuts have impacted our department by, we've got the same amount of work, if not more, but less staff to do it.
Impacted a lot, really. Since coming back from COVID, to start with, it was very quiet. It took a lot of time to build everything back up. We weren't allowed to do as much as we were doing. We're back to doing 3 days of hot food now. We've just put the salad bar back on, but they've cut our staff down. We are 5 really at the most. Today has been flat out there. 2 of them, we're 5 today, 2 will finish early at 3 o'clock. We just have to hope the pot wash is cleared before, and lunch is sorted before they go, really.
Where there hasn't been a cut is in the demand of the public. We're getting a lot of inquiries coming in, and anybody who deals with the public is in a very painful position of having to deliver a constantly deteriorating service. We have to disappoint people often, and it's very difficult and stressful for the staff who work with the public. And also they are still actually producing a lot of history. History doesn't come to a stop because we are having cuts. We are still receiving donations all the time. Another big problem for us is that the world is becoming more and more digital, but we are not getting the funding to deal with that. So in the digital area, we're getting actually even bigger backlogs building of work to deal with what we've been given digitally. And you know, this is a key area of work. Somebody needs to take responsibility for this, but we are getting no adequate resources at all to deal with this growing problem. And I think that's important for the whole of Wales, to be honest. There's nobody else doing it either. That's the problem.
We're struggling to bring in new talent we won't be able to pass this knowledge on, and this will affect further services, and we want to be able to provide services to everybody around the area. We're in the central of a university town where half the population is students who are thriving with information and ability. We want to be able to pull them in. There's so many people that we could have here, and we're just not able to. We want to be able to bring the best we can, and we're severely limited with the funds and capabilities. Like, we're constantly obviously taking in collections every week, physically and digitally, and we want to be able to improve that with the access, like the National Broadcast Archive. We're constantly growing the collection, but that will eventually, the growth that we're seeing at the moment will eventually dwindle if we don't get the continued support.
Hi, so we're down now in Swansea. We travelled down to Swansea. where the sun's come out. And we're here at the National Waterfront Museum, which records Wales's maritime and industrial history, another vital piece of Wales's heritage that needs protecting, and another reason why we need to be funding our heritage organisations properly, ensuring that our members' jobs are secure and that they can do their jobs to the highest quality possible. Here we are in Cardiff on the final leg of our journey, and we're here outside the National Museum in Cardiff, and we're here to talk to some of our reps with regards to how the cuts are affecting this site and also all the other museum sites in Wales, and to see how the campaign is going.
I work as a visitor experience assistant, which is a front of house position. So I work in the galleries, I work on the desk, and I greet all the people when they come in through the door. It's a wonderful place to work. The children come in, and even the adults, they come in and it's like, wow, we did not expect everything that you have here. They come in and they learn without even realising that they're learning. We've got a lot of Welsh speakers or people from away coming in, speaking Welsh. It's their natural first language, or they're learning and they want to practice.
The cuts then, it made the last year very, very stressful, a lot of uncertainty, and we've lost so many staff. A lot of the ones I would have turned to if I wasn't particularly sure about something, and yeah, really the people who guided me when I first started and helped me progress within my work and improve throughout. And we've lost all of them, and not just in terms of their capacity to help other staff members, but they, I'd see them interacting with the public and they knew everything and they were communicating it well in a way that anyone could understand. And it's been a big loss, and I do worry, especially with that lack of experience, how the collection's going to face moving forward, really, how it's going to be.
The impact of the cuts is pretty horrendous, because at the moment we're running with 20-hour staff, and it's no good. We used to have a proper full-time team within the museum and everything was fine, but now they're actually not taking any notice, But it was like one of the First Minister, as he was at the time, when he came in, he said he wasn't going to fund the museum anyway. And then we had all this trouble, and ever since then, that's all we've had. It's total, complete trouble here.
For some people, say, who have retired and they're looking to do something part-time, then obviously working here is ideal. But I feel that with the younger staff in particular, it's very difficult for them to see this as a sort of a secure job for the future. And at the same time, trying to find a second job for them to sort of pay bills, mortgages, or even just secure those in the first place.
We've got 3 campaign demands. One is to have a fully funded pay increase so that staff costs are used as an excuse to reduce our funding each year. Grant and aid funding to be restored to its previous real terms level, and an increase in that level annually, so it doesn't we're not affected by the increase in inflation. And finally, and most importantly, a sustainable 5-year fair funding plan to allow both of our institutions to rebuild from the devastating losses of skills and resources that have happened over the last few years. So the campaign's been really hard work, but it's been really well received. Over the last 2 years, we've been doing established and attended public protests here in Cardiff. We've also done a online campaign of a petition which has several thousand people sign it, which meant that the Senedd then debated it, and it was raised in the public profile and kept political pressure on those that decide where our budgets are spent. We're moving in now, we're trying to broaden our campaign to include not only our institutions but other broader culture and heritage unions and their members.
Yeah, after a decade of austerity and the most recent round of Welsh Government cuts, our cultural institutions are in crisis and we need your support. The campaign is ongoing, so if you're a PCS member, if you're a member of another trade union or even a concerned member of the public, please come and join us and support our campaign.